I'm Julia Sondu, showing you where development is happening. Please come and join us. My posts about Africa, the most inspiring quotes about Africa and the best African sunsets, are among the most read pieces on this site. And I'm so glad to see that so many of you are as interested in Africa as I am. With my background in finance, I thought I'd combine my love for travel and learning more about the world to showcase something little different. Let's look at the economic situation of this continent, including a list of the richest countries in Africa. Top 10 richest African countries in 2022, ranked by GDP and primary exports. 1. Nigeria, the richest country in Africa, GDP, $510.58 billion. This West African country, with a population of over 200 million citizens, makes up an essential part of the African economy. With a GDP just over $510 billion, Nigeria holds the position of the richest country in Africa. The sizable GDP is mainly driven by finance, transport, infrastructure, tourism, and an abundance of crude oil. The country records around 1.6 million barrels of crude oil a day, according to OPEC, making it the largest exporter of crude oil in Africa. These petroleum exports make up 10% of the total GDP and over 80% of the export sector revenue. In addition to petroleum, Nigeria has an abundance of raw materials and natural resources, contributing to the region's wealth. 2. Egypt, GDP, $435.62 billion. His ancient land in northern Africa held the spot of the richest country in Africa for many years. However, the economy suffered severely and foreign exchange reserves tumbled following the 2011 revolution during the Arab uprising. With the most recent GDP of more than $400 billion, Egypt now holds the second spot on this rich Africa list. The leading factors of the Egyptian economy include petroleum and natural gas exports, tourism, wholesale and retail trade, construction, and real estate. The state has diversified its economy away from just raw material exports in recent years, and over half of the GDP now comes from service-based employment. 3. South Africa, GDP, $426.16 billion. The country has a good mix of mining, manufacturing, financial services, and tourism. It is also abundant in natural resources and raw material exports, the likes of gold, diamonds, platinum, coal, and iron ore. It is one of the world's largest exporters of these commodities, particularly gold and platinum. The country is world-renowned as a major tourist destination and places a lot of emphasis on tourism as a part of its economy. However, political and global turmoil have hindered its ability to meet its full potential. The country was faced with a recession after experiencing consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth rates, and development has slowed, growing its GDP by only 0.2% in 2019, 1.1% in 2020, and 1.8% in 2021. 4. Algeria, GDP, $193.60 billion. The largest country on the continent, found in the north, Algeria comes in at fourth place on this list of wealthiest countries in Africa. Boasting a significant economy and available infrastructure and a GDP of over $190 billion, the county achieved a notable achievement of reducing poverty by 20% within the last 20 years. Crude oil reserves are abundant in this developing Saharan country, and the economy is heavily reliant on it. 5. Morocco, GDP, $133.06 billion. The country's economy is driven by mining and manufacturing. 30% of Morocco's GDP comes from industry, 15% from agriculture, and 55% from services. This is supplemented by a growing tourism sector, with locals being welcoming of tourists and the government placing a strong emphasis on attracting visitors to the country that is well known for its attractions. Morocco relies heavily on its agriculture and is the third largest producer of phosphorus in the world. 6. Angola, GDP, $124.86 billion. Angola's economy is built on oil, with large reserves of natural gas and oil. making up over 1/3 of its GDP. The production and export of crude oil contributes significantly to foreign exchange. In fact, 90% of the nation's revenue in the export sector comes from the sale of crude oil. Other noteworthy exports include diamonds and cargo ships. Agriculture is also expected to become an important sector for the economy going forward. The civil war in Angola ended in 2002. Since then, positive steps have been taken, striving towards economic advancement and stability. 7. Kenya. GDP, $114.68 billion. Kenya, a country in East Africa well known for its vast landscapes and wildlife, is next on Africa's richest country list, having a GDP of over $100 billion. This nation, with its stable living conditions, an established coffee and tea sector, and rapidly growing agricultural sector, is the wealthiest in Southeast and Central Africa. The Kenyan nation has emerged as one of the fastest growing economies in sub-Saharan Africa, growing GDP by 5.7% in 2019. This is a result of positive investor confidence, a stable political climate and service sector, a good macroeconomic environment, and a clear business agenda. 8. Ethiopia. GDP, $105.32 billion. Found in the Horn of Africa, the landlocked country of Ethiopia, split by the Great Rift Valley, is the 8th richest country in Africa. With archaeological finds dating back over 3 million years, this ancient land is famous for being the place where the coffee bean first originated. The nation is the highest coffee and honey producer in Africa, making up a large portion of the country's foreign exchange. Other exports include legumes, oily seeds, and cut flowers. The GDP of more than $100 billion comprises agriculture, construction, manufacturing, tourism, food processing, resources, and energy. 9. Tanzania. GDP, $77.51 billion. The country's economy is largely based on agriculture, contributing almost 25% to GDP, and employing half of the workforce. Industries are a growing component of the economy, which accounts for almost 30% of GDP and includes mining, manufacturing, construction, electricity, natural gas, and water supply. The main exports include gold, coffee, cashew nuts, and cotton. 10. Ghana. GDP, $73.89 billion. Rounding up this list of the top 10 richest African countries is Ghana, with a GDP just shy of $74 billion over the last year. Ghana, found in West Africa, has an economy that is both diverse and rich in resources. The country was the first in sub-Saharan Africa to break free from colonial rule. The nation has attracted foreign investment due to its overall positive business environment. Services contributes to around 50% of the Ghanaian GDP and employ almost 30% of the workforce. Industry is the next biggest contributor to GDP at just under 25%, followed by agriculture. Ghana has an abundance of natural resources, helping to fuel an economic boom. Gold is the country's main export. This is followed by petroleum, and together they make up 50% of the country's foreign exchange. Other major exports include cocoa beans, timber, and gold. This is the end of our program today. See you on Intervlog same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Intervlog. Thank you.